Hi all, Amy Kling here with WHMP Sports, doing some live analysis on some of the stats coming into us from the ongoing Outlaw 100 races. I'm going to follow up on our runners Diedre, Lee, and Karmell, who are running respectively the 50 miler, the 100 miler, and the 135 down in Oklahoma. So let's take a look at some of the numbers that are coming in for these races. Let's see. First, we've got here the 50 miler, and we've got sources from the race reporting that Diedre has decided to split this race into 2 days rather than running overnight to get her 50. For Diedre, this is a revenge race. She was out there last year when the weather was absolutely horrific and dropped her 50 miler down to a marathon last year, which was an amazing accomplishment given the weather last year. So this year she really wants to finish, and given the 39.5-hour cutoff, she's decided that the best way to do that is skip that overnight running, break it down into 2 marathons. She finished her marathon yesterday and is back on the course today. Moving over to our 100 miler. First of all, before I give the update on Lee, let's give big ups to Molly Herford, who set the course record and finished first overall. So congratulations to Molly. I didn't even know Molly was trail running now. I know Molly from the endurance cycling community, where she authored a great book called Saddle Sore. Check it out if you're into cycling. So moving over to our very own Lee Connor. So looking at Lee's splits here, you can see that Outlaw has a 13-mile loop and a 7-mile loop. And Lee's times on the 7 miles and the 13 miles are fairly consistent. You can see she went out there with 3 hours, 13 minutes on the 13-mile loop, followed by a 1:43 on the 7-mile loop. Her subsequent loops were about the same until it got dark out. You can see on mile 73, she jumps from being at about 3.5 for that 13-mile loop to going over to 4.5. Totally expected that you take some extra time when it's dark out. So her second nighttime loop on the 13 is actually a little bit faster. So she is going out there with a great pace. She did expected slowdown overnight. So now she's hit mile 93. Let's do some predictions there. I'm going to do a new share as soon as I can find the Zoom thing. Sorry, guys. I lost my Zoom control. Oh, there it is. Found it. All right, I've got some other screens up here for you. All right, let's go over to this one. So we can see these are all her times added up. So she hit mile 93 at 27 hours, 49 minutes, and 10 seconds. So at that point, she had 7 miles left to go on the race. That puts her aiming for about 30 hours. Let's see if Lee can get a sub 30. That would be great. If you could remember from when I showed the other screen, she is currently on track to be second place female after Molly's course record setting run today. So that's awesome. Way to go, Lee. You're running a great pace. It's good to see. So for those of you who are looking at your own paces and going, gosh, why aren't I faster? Lee is currently on track to be second place female. She's running about an 18-minute pace. For this length of a race, that's fast. So don't look at your 18-minute long run pace and think you need to beat yourself up, because Lee's phenomenal and she's running an 18 and doing great. So let's go over to the 135 and see what's going on there. So look at over here in the 135, we've got Karmell is currently in first place on the 135. She's checked in at mile 73. 3 of the 5 runners for the 135 have already DNF'd. The other runner that's still out there has checked in at mile 60. So Karmell is keeping her pace a little calmer, knowing that she's got those extra 35 miles to go once the 100 miler is done. So let's see what her pace in total time looks like as well. That was Lee's pace. And so Karmell checked in at mile 73, 24 hours, 50 minutes, and 38 seconds into the race. And that puts her at just over a 20-minute pace. Looks like a great pace for a 135. She is still out there, which is more than most of the 135 entrants can say, and currently running in first place. So let's keep an eye on that and have good thoughts for Karmell. Still a lot of time to go in that race, so she's got to spend a lot of time out there in the Oklahoma wilderness. So we should have Lee finishing up pretty soon. Karmell's got a very long race, so she will be hanging out there for a while. Let's see, what time is cut off for that one? 6 a.m. Monday, Oklahoma time is the cutoff for the 100 and the 135. Looks like Lee's not going to have to worry about that cutoff at all. She should be wrapping up within the next few hours. We've got a 10 p.m. cutoff for the 50 miler, which should be plenty of time for Diedre. And then we'll just keep an eye. There's still a lot of mileage left to go on Karmell's race, so we're all hoping the best for her because that's a long fucking race. Let's see, do we have anything else out here? I don't think I have any other numbers for you guys. So pretty much this is the only important sports thing happening today. So now that you've watched this update, I don't know, you can do your own thing, not pay attention to sports for the rest of the day. So see you guys later.